Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and we have another best of 3, this time on the new maps between MaxPax and Glaive. And well, we have a lot of money in the bank for Glaive. Glaive says to himself, what is a better way to test out the new maps than opening up with a 12 pool and actually checking the rush distance. We also immediately see a drone moving out and starting to walk across the map, so perhaps it's going to be a 12 pool with a proxy hatchery. That would not completely surprise me, of course. Glaive has shown this type of build in the past, and he's probably going to show it again in the future as well if he gets the chance to show off builds like this. This means that most likely the hatchery wants to be built in the wall. A wall hatch, trying to block any potential buildings from going down. At the same time, Glaive is actually faking a hatchery on the low ground as well. MaxPax is, well, kind of buying it, but also not really. Weird interaction here. Pylon gets thrown down on the low ground as this drone. No, it's not going to be able to get that hatchery down. 6 links will be built here. And well, this drone is done for. Absolutely done for. It's not going to be capable of doing anything anymore. So the second gateway comes down. The cybernetics core also will get thrown down ASAP probably. MaxPax actually only on 18 workers. Oh, actually lost a work here on the other side of the map. We immediately see the drone pool as a result. Look at that. 3 workers get sent back home though. As Glaive does want to continue some mining at least. But MaxPax is not aware of the fact that there is a big amount of drones coming across the map. And as MaxPax doesn't even have a unit in the wall yet, he definitely won't have a secondary backup wall, which is the most important thing. You want to get a full wall against the drone pool. It really is the most important thing that there is. Otherwise, what you want to do is you want to pull your workers ASAP so you can start fighting the drones that are going to be mineral walking through that zealot. Oh, more drones should be moving through here. The links will get full surface area. Another zealot will be popped out here on the far left side. The money isn't quite high enough yet to get another adept going, as this pylon will actually get a bit of a decreased surface area on the zealot if the zealot would position himself here, but instead the zealot is just going to get surrounded here by all of these links and these these drones, excuse me. 2 links, 3 links still alive. Adept is on the way right now. Drones are going to try and target down that pylon. This hatchery still building and eventually will not only give creep, but also potential for some larva and thus some quicker production of units here. Now MaxPax still has a bunch of workers mining as well. 2, 3. 3 workers are mining. This pylon will not die before the adept is out, which means that, well, that's just a big positive, honestly. Pylon will get taken out right now, but the adept is also out. More links are marching across the map, 4 to be exact. And, well, this adept needs to take out... Ooh, MaxPax with a mistake here. Should have gone for the full wall, because that would mean that any reinforcements from the outside would not be able to join. Right now, however, this adept might be in a bit of trouble. It is going to be, well, standing on creep. And that means that links often can at least hit 1 shot on that adept. Ooh, try to go for the surround. Does not quite get the surround. Does not want to continue fighting this. Oh my god, that was so close, Glaive. That was so close to having a full surround. This pylon is going to get taken out, and there's nothing that MaxPax can do about that right now, except just continuing taking out link after link. Another... Oh, miscommand! A miscommand. His own probe is blocking him as well. GG gets called immediately as Glaive wins game number 1 with a 12 pool proxy hatch drone pool. Yes, that's 3 strategies in once there. Beautiful stuff, and we'll be heading into game number 2. Our next map is going to be Stargazers. And we're not talking about the people that drive through Hollywood trying to find A-list celebrities. No, these are the people that look into the sky, gazing at stars. It's a beautiful map as well, by the way. Yeah, nice purple crap over here. Like some type of water infected with creep. But it does look quite tasty, so I don't have a sip of that. Nice looking trees as well. Weird colors that I don't know the names of. Probably most people do. It's gonna be some fancy sounding name for the color of these trees. The color looks fancy. Magenta. I don't actually know what it looks like. I bet that's what it is. Cyan. You know, it's another one of them colors that no one really knows what it looks like. Oh my god, wait. Glaive starts with a proxy hatch on the bottom gold. This one has 6 patches, so this well, it doesn't feel very strong. There's no rich Vespine geysers here either. Whenever there's a map with rich Vespine geysers, Bly usually likes it. Pool gets thrown down right now. MaxPax is going to be a little bit confused at this point. It's like, Oh, there's a little star in the middle of the map. Look at that. Cute. Very nice on the minimap. A little less nice in person, though. It is what it is. Oh, this is a base being blocked by mineral patches. So you have a free backdoor base. And this can also be taken out with mineral patches. This extractor is being taken out. Or, well, it's being built. And what is this drone actually doing? Second hatchery gets thrown down as well. Over here. This game so far makes very little sense. But Bly did force out a core before Nexus, which is nice. Or well, force out. Maybe MaxPax wanted it. It's going to get an adept and a warp gate, I guess. I want to chrono boost that for sure, yeah. MaxPax is going to realize, now wait a second, there's a gold base on this map, and that's probably where Bly is. And there we go, a couple of drones are going to transfer over ASAP. Gas is being taken for Bly as well, who's lacking a bit of money because the trip towards this base was rather long. Stargate is being built as well at this point. And MaxPax is just going into a pretty standard opener, I would say. Just, yeah, nothing too weird. And Bly will need to defend this gold base. I'm not quite sure if these links are going to be in time. There's going to be, well, 3 pairs of links. The first drone will escape. This adept is going to get a second drone kill because Bly isn't paying attention. Painful little start here for Bly, losing 2 drones to that first adept. Of course, not quite what you want. Stargate on the way. As the gas is pretty late, these adepts will be able to walk around here for quite a while as well, which is an issue, of course, because there's not going to be speed. Another adept comes in, will take out a 3rd drone, and a 4th drone might even fall. Now, if he targets correctly, he might get that link, but decides not to shoot. 2 links will make their way across the map, try and get by, but there will be an adept in the wall at this point already, as these adepts are just marching back and forth between each side. And Bly is just bleeding out drone after drone after drone after drone. And MaxPax showing you don't need a 12 pool to win quickly. You can also do it with a core before Nexus. You're sending 2 adepts across the map. As he's killed 5 workers so far. 4 workers so far. And 7 links. It is just a great start here for MaxPax. He's now going to completely switch over into the natural with that first oracle as well. Spore is going to finish up in time. But even without killing any workers, honestly, this is such a great position here for MaxPax. I mean, he's outmining his opponent who has a gold. MaxPax actually going to try and kill that queen. Will obviously fail because there's a spore there. But, you know, I always encourage people to try things out, even if it's going to fail. Gives you some type of live experience. Now this oracle is going to rotate towards the bottom side. Maybe try and pick up some of the drone lines that might potentially come from this base. You see a couple of drones being built there. Link speed finally will finish up 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. Spore is in, well, not quite sure if I would call this in position. It is in defending a part of the mineral line at least, but the entire right side is super open. MaxPax realizes that and starts taking out drones immediately here, as he starts adding on to his already large pile of drone bodies that he has been saving up. What is the mineral count on these minerals, by the way? I'm really curious. How many times do you need to go back and forth with a worker to clear both of them? Maybe we can still see it. Oh well, maybe it's not that many. Might make it difficult though to take it as a natural. I mean, you have a perfectly fine natural over here as well, so no real need, I guess. These are 40. Okay. Cool to see, cool to see. Now, Bly is still in an absolutely terrible position. He's down almost 20 workers, as MaxPax is looking to take his 3rd base at this point. He will get down that 3rd base, but first we'll have a Glaive adept attack, and I feel... Ooh. Okay, well, this is why Bly probably has way less workers as well, because he's going for a bit of a baning. All in, these links are going to get spotted, moving towards the bottom side. Not so sure what MaxPax's plan is. He sees this baneling now. It's like, hey, that's kind of interesting. Has a stalker in the wall, warps in 2 adepts behind it immediately and starts trying to pre-split these adepts. Probably should start shading as well. Good splits on the adepts. 4 will go down to the initial 8 baneling. But the other ones will stay alive, and I think this game is just absolutely over at this point. 50 workers to 27. MaxPax has the aggressive potential as well. Here we see a Rose Warren being thrown down. Another Void Ray is on the way. I mean, MaxPax at this point, really all he needs to do is survive. But funnily enough, I believe with another warp in of adepts, he can also just march across the map and win the game. So yeah, there's just a lot of issues here for Bly, and I don't really see a quick fix either. 8 more drones will be built for him, as the Roach Warren is about halfway done at this point. But yeah, this gold base is super vulnerable to any Glaive adept attacks. The natural is also every base is vulnerable because there's nothing to defend. Oracles are once again going to try and deal a little bit of damage. I think they will be able to do just that. They get 2 worker kills, and that's enough. You don't need much more if you're already up 20 workers. 14 worker kills against 1 so far in this game, and now the Glaive adepts are moving towards the watchtower, as for some reason these minerals are being mined. I don't quite understand that, but okay, I guess. That is, you're also allowed to do that, MaxPax. Okay, now he fixes it. Doesn't want those minerals mined. A couple of banelings are being built, no roaches out yet still, as a double adept run by is going to completely clear out this mineral line and make them evacuate. I mean, there's just no banelings here. These Glaive adepts are going to be too strong to deal with for Bly, and at this point MaxPax really just has won the game. I don't see any way in which Bly managed to come back into this game, and he should just step out at this point. Loses his final baneling. He currently has 0 units fighting against 10 adepts in his mineral line. GG gets called as MaxPax ties up the series 1-1. Map 3 is going to be played here on Nemesis, and this is a map without any gold bases, without any rich Vespine geysers. It does have a watchtower in the middle, but I don't think you can proxy a hatchery there. As I say that, I see a blue dot heading over to the watchtower. That's probably just the Overlord. There is, however, a drone being sent out already, so although there are no key locations here to proxy on, Bly will still find a key location himself. Say, you know what, I heard there's some prime real estate on the side of MaxPax, and I wouldn't mind getting my hatchery up all in his natural. We'll see what MaxPax has to say about that. First gateway is being built right now, and this is going to be a hatchery first on his opponent's, outside of his opponent's natural. Bly just walks straight into the gateway vision as well, doesn't give a crap. Oh, he's gonna get blocked though. That's actually kind of painful. That's actually really painful, because that's his entire plan. Might be able to get it down though if MaxPax messes up. No, MaxPax is not going to mess up. And now all of a sudden, well, Bly has a drone scout, which is not super useful to be quite honest. He's not gonna be too happy with this start of the game. Well, take the extractor at least. That's something. Might want to finish it, but also might want to just keep it going for a bit. And go for a block on this Nexus. It is still possible, of course, to just try and block a bit with a drone, force out a core before Nexus. However, last time he forced out a core before Nexus, he lost 4 workers to 2 adepts, so I'm not quite sure if he wants to repeat that experiment. No, he's just gonna let this finish. That will make it harder for MaxPax to go into Stargate, because the second gas is going to be well, pretty delayed. Usually the second gas would be going down right about now. But instead we have a single probe starting to work on this extractor. It's not quite as brilliant, of course. Pylon will be taken a bit earlier because of that. And perhaps he could have actually chrono boosted this with a faster pylon. You get a bit more mineral mining, but you're also just going to oversaturate yourself. So it's honestly not super useful. Anyway, let's have a look. What is Bly actually doing at this point? Triple hatching. He's taking gas as well. It is starting slow. But he's getting to that speed level, that level where you want to be getting speed. It's just going to be a bit delayed. He'll probably have his speed done once again at like what, the 4-minute mark, which is relatively late. Maybe even a bit later. It's possible that it's 4 minutes sounds about right. We do have a Stargate on the way, as the gas has finished up in the natural at this point. 2 probes are still working on that extractor as well. And the adept will be sent across the map. Whoa, 4 links are actually going to walk by that adept. And this adept needs to be in the wall in time. I don't think Bly will be in time, actually. Yeah, he's not going to be. He might be able to get through, but that will be all she wrote for these links. Because the adept is still here. And unless MaxPax really messes up some micro here, I don't think he should even lose a worker. Oh, adept not helping out there. It's actually kind of painful. 1 worker will fall. But still a fine trade, of course, for MaxPax. 4 links for 1 worker is completely okay. Void Ray is on the way right now, and we'll see Warp Gate starting soon too. I hope, at least. Void Ray is being built here. We'll start rallying towards this Overlord, I'd reckon. But instead we just see it straight away being rallied across the map. Maybe wanting to get something there. Not quite sure what he wants to get halfway across the map though, but I dig it, I dig it. Alright, here we go. Yes, just gonna be going for this Overlord instead. I think that is the correct call as well. Oracle will be built here with a Chrono Boost, of course, and Bly with his 4 minute and 5 second speed. So I wasn't too far off with the 4 minutes. And we'll be heading into a more standard mid-game. But before we really hit that mid-game, Bly needs to make sure to not take any damage from this Oracle, Void Ray, Adept combination. It's really the 3-punch combo here. Void Ray will come in the front. These Adepts want to shade into the natural. And this Oracle will go wherever the queens aren't. So there is definitely some potential here. There's no links to help out in this defense. Drones around will make sure that I don't think more than 3 drones are going to fall. Yep. So it's about an even trade. Of course, a lot of mining time lost as well. As this Void Ray is taking out this Spore. And with the Prismatic Alignment, we'll force a cancel. Oracle, meanwhile, going into the main base, will take out one. Will take out... No, just one worker. This Oracle will fly away towards the far right side of the map right now. Nexus gets thrown down at the 3rd base. Absolutely beautiful stuff. 2nd Stargate as well as a Forge is on the way right now. And we have a pretty standard opener. Should start his +1 air weapons immediately. MaxPax, that is. And as a result of his early game, I think he's slightly ahead. 6 workers killed. I think that should be enough. There's a lot of links being built as well, though. And these links are actually going to get a couple of workers right now. That is extremely useful for Bly. We'll also get a cancel on this battery. Actually, was that a cancel? I don't think it was. All 3 of these workers are still going to fall. And Bly pulling ahead here. Building 8 workers at a time. 4 Overlords. If Bly wasn't massively supply blocked here, and actually could be using this larva. Oh, 6 gas at once. That's a lot of gas at once. Well, I'll accept it, I guess. I feel like if he wasn't so supply blocked there, he really would have been in a fantastic spot. MaxPax in a bit of trouble right now. There is only 4 queens out. Is this going to be Hydralisk or something? Or is he rushing into a Spire? Okay, it's going to be rushing into a Spire. These gases are extremely late for MaxPax. He's had a... Honestly, it didn't feel like he should have had a tough early game, but it has been a tough early game. So there are a couple of probes coming in, but Bly knows his links too well. He knows that 4 links can take out a probe while it's trying to transfer. They're going to be too slow with 6 links, however. Definitely that possibility. He's going to be taking out 1 worker here. Lose only a single link for it. He's going to try and dive again, perhaps in a bit. For now, he's not going to do that. Oh my god, this Oracle escapes there. It was a scary moment. He even saw the little wiggle in his movement, thinking, uh-oh. Let's just pretend I'm not here. 2 Adepts are going to make their way across the map, and we'll scout that there will be a 4th base. I wonder if this is going to be a Spire for Mutalisk, or if this is going to be a Spire for Corruptors. Both are viable options. Knowing the meta game, I would say Corruptors, but knowing Bly, I would say Mutalisk. Bly usually doesn't care too much about what happens in the meta game. These queens will not be capable of fighting off these Void Rays. There's only, well, actually there's 5 queens now. There's 1 Transfuse. With 5 queens, you should be fine. We'll be able to take out 1 Void Ray. That's a 1-for-1 trade. And as a queen is 150 minerals. And a Void Ray is 250 minerals. And a crap ton of gas as well. I believe this is way better for Bly. It's definitely a good trade. A couple of links are looking for these Adepts. And we'll find them, but they'll be tucked in between 2 mineral patches. And thus they won't be able to get the service area that they require to do anything useful. 9 Mutalisk are on the way as predicted. Yeah, this is the Bly standard, really. It just doesn't work that well if your opponent has triple Stargate and a fleet beacon done already. Cannon going down in the mineral line, in each mineral line, I should say. And a 4th base on the way as well. MaxPax up 11 workers, and there's no real reason why that should be the case. Felt like Bly had an okay-ish early game at least. 6 more mutas are being built immediately after. I think Bly might have just cancelled some mutas. No, he didn't. Sometimes he cancels mutas to make sure that his opponent doesn't spot it. But that definitely was not the case here. 12 more drones on the way as well. As honestly, I'm having a difficult time imagining Bly feeling good about this position currently. Infestation Pit gets thrown down as more drones are being built as well, and it's going to be pure drone Muta at this point. 8 gases are out already. Twilight Council is being built here for MaxPax. There's not a single disruptor out, and to be honest, he won't need any disruptors either. I think he is aware, by the way, of what's going on. He hasn't seen the Spire, but he must know that something wonky is going on here. Something weird is happening. Something happening here, but what it is, it just ain't exactly clear. Oh, this cannon is going to tank one hit. One Muta goes down immediately. Yeah. And you just have an army to deal with this. Now the question is, what will Glaive transition into? He has 17 Mutalisks, and he's floating a fair amount of money that he could be spending onto something, but for whatever reason he isn't quite yet. Glaive still stuck on 68 workers as well. 5 more Mutas are being produced right away. Flyer tax level 1 about to finish up as well. A couple of extra drones would be helpful to get those 10 gases. If the plan is just to mass Muta Ling Bane, you really are going to need 10 gases, right? You just need as many gases as you can. MaxPax, however, can just keep adding more and more cannons and continuously produce from his triple Stargate. I wouldn't mind seeing the Anium Pulse Crystals being researched, but at the same time, I don't even believe it's going to be necessary. There's Flux Veins on these Void Rays. One Void Ray is going to get taken out, but in return, MaxPax will take out 6 Mutalisks. Or 5. It's difficult to see if all of them die at exactly the same time. 7 more Mutas are on the way. Drone count is trying to get increased, trying to reach that 80, 85 number. Then the 10 gases will make a lot of sense. But for now, I mean, Glaive hasn't killed anything. He's just struggling in this game to do anything. His Link Run-by is going to get stopped by 4 cannons. There are 2 batteries there as well. And with that super battery here, this is going to be absolutely fine. There's no way that these Links do anything whatsoever. At the same time, Void Rays once again taking out Mutalisk after Mutalisk. And we see 2 Void Rays have gone down, but 12 Mutas have gone down. Overall units lost heavily in favor of MaxPax. The single Oracle still dealing damage as well. Finding that there's more Mutalisk on the way. Now we have a Viper as well, which, well, if his opponent was getting Phoenixes would be great, but his opponent isn't getting Phoenixes, so what you gonna do? Like pull in a carrier at a time into your, what, 23 Mutas? Guess technically it's possible. He's actually going to play Muta Viper. This is the style that Serral used to play in Heart of the Swarm, which was pretty difficult to play against at times. If there's like a huge Mutalisk count of like 50, and they can pull in single units into your army and use Parasitic Bomb, it's actually quite powerful. And static defense is very useful. Having Templar around is useful. Blink Stalkers in combination with air is useful. But I don't actually think MaxPax can fight this, can he? Super Battery is being activated. These Mutalisks are going to be flying through. Big Ling Run-by here on this fort base, and might actually be able to deal a little bit of damage. I mean, MaxPax is just attacking right now with Archons, Carriers, and a bunch of Zealots. There's nothing to deal with the Zealots. The Zealots will take out every single drone that there is, and at the same time the Archons will make sure that the Mutas can fight these Carriers. The Carriers will make sure that they can't fight the Archons. They kind of work together in that way. Void Rays also join the fight here, and Glaive down 60, 70 supply will most likely need to leave soon. Pulls one of these Carriers in, but at the same time all of these Void Rays still here. Parasitic Bomb is being cast on 2 of the units. The split out of MaxPax is, well, good enough, I guess. It's not brilliant, but it's fine. There's too many Archons still alive though, and I don't see any way whatsoever how Glaive is going to try and fight this. GG gets called as MaxPax wins the series 2-1.